Hey, got a question for you. Did you know you can dash straight up in the air? Did you also know that you recover more health whenever you're morphed into other objects? And did you know you can actually avoid getting locked into parries? If the answer to any of those questions is no, and you're looking to up your game when Ninjala launches, then this video's for you. I've compiled 10 things I've discovered during the Ninjala beta, and I'm here to share them with you all. These will be tips that assume you already know the basics of Ninjala, so if you don't, I recommend checking out Developer Diary 2 to understand how to play. Link for that will be in the description and the card up top. With that said, my name is Afrohawk, and welcome to the top 10 tips to become a better ninja. For tip number 1, let's talk about dashes. In this game you have two dashes, a normal dash that uses up a single unit of energy, and a gum dash that uses up 3 units. Both of these dashes are controlled by where you're aiming the camera. So if you're aiming downward, you'll fly down, and if you're aiming upward, you'll fly straight up. Being able to fly straight up is fantastic for vertical maps like Eagle City, as well as escaping enemies when things get hectic. To make it clear as to exactly where you're dashing, I recommend going into the player options and turning on the reticle to give yourself a better idea of where to go. Speaking of the camera, for tip number 2, use the lock-on. If you click the right stick, the camera will lock onto the closest enemy and follow them even through walls to a certain distance. Use this to keep track of your targets when things get hectic or when they try to escape. Going along with keeping enemies in check, tip number 3, the proximity radar. This game has a proximity radar in the form of the flames above your character's portrait. In other words, the bigger the flames, the closer your opponent is. Additionally, the color determines what elevation the player is. Red means they're on your level, while green means they're below you, and yellow means they're above you. Tip number 4, managing your energy, aka why am I getting comboed? Tell me if this has happened to you. You just lost a parry or took a hit, and now you're stuck in an inescapable combo until your demise. Why is this happening? Why can't I block using an S-burst with CL? That's because it's based on your energy. You see, each S-burst costs 5 energy to use. Without that energy, the enemy is free to combo you unless your opponent drops the combo and you escape. Keep an eye out on your energy and know when to take fights, especially ones early in the round since you only start with 4 energy. Tip number 5, ninja cards. In addition to your weapon, you can equip cards that give you additional benefits during rounds. In the full game, you will be able to equip up to 4 at a time and upgrade them with the currency you gain from playing rounds. In the beta, however, we could only equip 1, and the default was this card, Sudden Burst. This allowed you to guard once per life even if you didn't have the energy. If it ever seemed like the guard only worked sometimes, that's exactly why. Be sure to read up on the cards you equip in the main game. They can give your preferred playstyle a major boost. Tip number 6, the in-game stats screen. Anytime during the round, you can press minus to bring up the stats screen. This will display everyone's drone and epon counts, equipped weapons, and equipped ninja cards. In the case of the ninja cards, these icons match up with the icon on the card. This screen is good to check if you're aiming for drone or epon master, though there's a lot to view at a glance. I recommend looking at this if you're waiting to respawn or while you're morphed to avoid taking damage while gathering intel. Tip number 7, escaping parries. If you've initiated a parry with an opponent, you can escape a parry by pressing L when you have at least 1 unit of energy. That said, escaping a parry costs 4 units of energy to use, meaning you'll be at a low energy state if you have less than 4 when you do it. But escaping parries is great for avoiding huge tussles. It's also good for repositioning, so you can counter with another option. Tip number 8, health regen. In Ninjala, you regenerate health naturally after a few seconds of being out of combat. However, you regenerate even more health if you're morphed into another object. You can even move and dash while morphed, making it great for getting back to full health while you're scoping out your next target or hiding from an opponent. Tip number 9, attack types. As you know, when parrying another player, you have 3 options, up, left or right, or down. However, these options mirror the attacks your weapon normally has. Each weapon has 3 attacks, a normal attack performed by holding up or nothing, a back attack performed by holding left or right, and a wide attack performed by holding down. Each of these attacks has their own properties like speed, range, and damage. Different types of attacks can even beat out other attacks outside of parries depending on the situation. You can even chain different attacks together for greater effects. For instance, the base katana's normal 4-hit combo can't break tier 2 drones, requiring a 5th hit. But if you do 3 hits followed by a wide attack, you can break it in one combo. Each weapon has its own unique attack, so be sure to experiment when the full game releases. And finally, tip number 10, remember your break attack. In addition to the 3 basic attack types, you can also press R to do a break attack. This will burst a bubble if a user is holding one, allowing you to combo them while they're gummed up. However, this also works if the enemy is using an S-burst. This is especially useful if they're using the sudden burst card I mentioned earlier, as they're more likely to use it to get out of sticky situations. Baiting out S-bursts will be key to getting the edge over your opponent. And that's all the tips I've found so far. I hope this will help you level up your play when the game launches on June 24th. Until then, I highly recommend keeping an eye out on the Ninjala's social media, especially the developer diaries they've posted so far. They've got a lot more on the ninja cards, the season pass, and other combat mechanics. Link to those will be in the description. As for me, thank you for watching to the end. I had a lot of fun finding out these things during the beta, and I'm looking forward to discovering more when the game comes out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a comment if you found anything I missed, or want to drop any criticism to. I'm looking to create more videos in the future, maybe even a video sometime soon on my overall impressions and hopes for this game. If that interests you, feel free to drop a subscription as well, I'd really appreciate it. I've been AfroHawk, thanks again for watching. Until then, stay I can't say that anymore. Nothing personnel, kids. Take it easy, everyone. Peace.